Hi guys, I am Megan Graham, and this video is about a question that people ask me all the time, and that is, do Yorkies bark a lot? So yes, they bark a lot, and it's actually a really hard thing to control in Yorkshire Terriers. So I have three Yorkshire Terriers, and I will say if you only have one Yorkshire Terrier, you're actually going to have less of a problem with barking. There tends to be a gang mentality with Yorkshire Terriers where when you have multiple Yorkshire Terriers, the barking problem becomes so much worse because at any given time, there could be something that sets one of your Yorkies off, and that Yorkie is going to go ahead and bark and get the other Yorkshire Terriers barking. So, some of the ways that I actually try to control my Yorkies barking would be when I go to work, I usually leave the television on just so there's some white noise so that if people are walking by, I live on a city street, so people walk by all the time and there's plenty of noise outside. When there's a little bit of noise happening at all times, my Yorkies don't tend to bark as much. Another thing that I think really helps with Yorkies and their barking is to make sure that they get a great deal of exercise. So if your Yorkies have a lot of pent up energy, if you didn't take them on a good long walk and you only went outside for 5 minutes or so, they're going to have a lot of energy. But Yorkies can bark at anything and everything. And you could get a Yorkie that's the exception to this rule. You could get a Yorkie that almost never barks, but I will say that I've had four Yorkies, actually, no, I'm sorry, I've had five Yorkies in my life, and every single one of them absolutely loves to bark. More so when all three of them are together, but they are very, very stubborn. And on one hand, it's a great trait because they will keep you a little bit safer. They make amazing watchdogs. But if I'm in the park and I'm walking, they will bark at almost any dog and they get super excited and they are quite loud. So I think it's an important thing to know before you consider getting a Yorkshire Terrier, because if you are someone that does not want a dog that barks, then a Yorkshire Terrier is definitely not the dog for you. My dog Lola barks at almost anything. She barks when she wants attention. She barks when she's happy. She barks when you get home. And it does stop and it's actually fairly quiet barking. But if you are really sensitive to noise or you have neighbors that you think are going to complain, I would say a Yorkshire Terrier is not the dog for you. I personally think that when they bark, they're just trying to get a point across and it's their way of communicating. So I don't try too hard to stop my dogs from barking. There are certain times where I have taught them to be quiet and I will quiet them down. But I think it's also important for them to communicate. I mean, I talk a lot, and so I suppose my dogs do as well. So I hope that this is helpful for you. I know that there's different information out there, and some people will say that their Yorkshire Terrier does not bark at all. That would not be the norm. If you're enjoying my videos, please hit subscribe. You will see all of my videos as soon as they come out. And also, please feel free to leave me a comment below. Do you have a Yorkshire Terrier? Does your Yorkshire Terrier bark a lot? And what does your Yorkie bark a lot if your Yorkie does bark? Mine will bark at rolling suitcases, other dogs, and actually they'll even bark at dogs on the TV. And they especially bark when my phone rings. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for listening. I really look forward to bringing you more videos soon. And this little guy, Alfie, says hello. Oh, did you just wave? What a good boy. He says hello. So he has the worst bark of all of my Yorkies. I call it a scream bark, and it is a piercing bark. So guys, thank you so much. It was great to chat with you, and I will see you soon. I hope you're having a great holiday month.